Hello everyone and welcome to Science and You. My name is Nishit and I am back with my second experiment. So can you see this lamp? Now I'm going to try something. I'm going to place my hand at a height but right above the flame. Oh my god, it's so hot here. I feel like my hand is going to burn. Now let me try something else. I'm going to place my hand much closer to the flame but right underneath it. It's much cooler here. So did you notice that when I placed my hand so far away from the flame but right above it, I felt so hot as compared to when I placed my hand much closer to it but underneath it. So can you guess the reason behind this? Let's try and understand.
The main reason is that hot air is lighter or less dense than cold air. As a result, when the lamp is lit, the air above it becomes hot, and since the hot air is lighter, it rises up, while cold air stays below it and takes its place. The working of a hot air balloon is based on this concept. There is a heater right underneath the balloon. When the hot air balloon is supposed to go up, this heater is switched on. This causes the air inside the balloon to heat up. And as we discussed earlier, since hot air is less dense than cold air, it rises up. And because of this hot air, the balloon also rises. But now the question is, why is hot air less dense? And why does it rise up? Let me explain. There is a very important law of physics which applies to gases. The law states that the pressure of a gas multiplied by the volume of the gas divided by the temperature of the gas is always the same. The answer is a constant. It can never change. So if the pressure of the gas increases, either its volume will decrease or the temperature will increase such that pressure into volume divided by temperature remains constant. So if pressure of a gas changes from P1 to P2, its volume changes from V1 to V2 and the temperature changes from T1 to T2, then it will be such that P1 multiplied by V1 divided by T1 will always be equal to P2 multiplied by V2 divided by T2. Now, in the case of the lamp, when it's lit, the flame causes air around the lamp to heat up. This causes an increase in the temperature of this air. But the pressure on this air is the same as the atmospheric pressure, which is constant. So temperature is increased, but pressure is not changed. And as pressure into volume upon temperature is constant, the volume of the air has to increase. Now we all know that the density is calculated as mass divided by volume. In this case, even though the volume of the air increases, its mass does not change. This causes the density of the hot air to reduce. And as we covered in the previous video of the submarine, the lesser dense the object is, the more buoyant force it experiences. So now, because of the buoyant force, the hot air rises above. Now that we have understood this, I have a question for you. Why is it better to have an air conditioner closer to the ceiling than to the floor? When the air conditioner is switched on, the air in front of it is cooled, but the air below the air conditioner remains hot in comparison to the air above it, which is cold. So as we learnt earlier that hot air rises up and cold air takes its place below, over here the hot air will move up and the cooled air will come down. And because this becomes a cycle which keeps on repeating, and this cools the entire room. But if the air conditioner is placed closer to the floor of the room, then only the air at the bottom would cool. And since cold air does not rise up, the cold air would always remain down and the hot air would always remain up. And the entire room would not be cooled very efficiently.
I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment. But before I go, I have another question for you. So we just learned that hot air rises up. So why is it that when we are high up in the mountains or on hill stations, we feel so cold? Shouldn't it be hot and not cold? If you know the answer to this question, post it in the comment box or watch out for my next video. And do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.